So today we're going to be talking about the remedies and the solution to the previous conversation we had about
negative emotions
and positive ones too.
Yes.
And, if we talk about problems without talking about solutions,
We're not getting nowhere.
we're getting nowhere. So we have to hit the nail on the head and then be able to help the people out there and help ourselves too. Because when we are talking, we're helping ourselves too. When we are talking and having this conversation, it helps us as well. And somebody out there, it resonates with somebody out there, right? Most definitely. So today we're gonna be talking about the remedies or the solutions or the way out or how to handle emotional, dysregulation or dysfunction or emotional outburst, right? So we have to start with Josie, my favorite person. Yeah, she has a lot of, when it comes to this topic, emotional intelligence and emotional control and stuff like that, she's a professional to that because she have gone through it. She has been in it. She has, done that, been there and all of that, which she has so many stories to tell us about, how she fucked up a lot of things because of her emotions, yeah. So,
Emma, what kind of narrative are you creating about me? Do you understand this is the internet and there is a digital footprint that will last forever?
do you give a fuck?
You're right.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. So Josie, what do you think are the ways we can handle this emotional intelligence, or we can go about, control the situation when the situation is tensed up, when the situation is heated up? How do we control this? How do we handle it? Who handles it? Is it the man or the woman or both?
I think both parties have a responsibility
Okay.
in that. So for me, I genuinely have a desire to develop, self-improve. I know, I sit with myself and I think about my weaknesses. Why am I the way that I am? I ask myself questions. I think about my upbringing, the fact that I grew up in a culture where it is not, you don't experience every day, certain conversations with your parents, or the love being expressed in a certain way, having the free reign to express your emotions and your feelings and what you're dealing with, right?
Right.
So my country is a very conservative country. And the mindset is, as long as I'm providing for you, I'm doing good enough. My first time hearing my mother tell me that she loved me, I was in college. I'll never forget it.
That's great.
I knew she loved me.
Yeah.
Of course. She's given me everything. I never needed or wanted for anything. I literally grew up a spoiled only child.
Yeah.
So I never doubted that. But I didn't know what that looked like outside of provision, as well as my father. I always heard the stories of my father being obsessed with me as a child, but I had never experienced, my father expressing any of that to me. And so understanding that, and then taking heed to what people were saying about me, being receptive to it, hearing people tell me, you are not affectionate. But I know I'm an affectionate person because there's something in me that desires it, and I like to give it to children but when it came to adults, it's I had my wall up. I remember for so long feeling, if you want to make me feel awkward and weird, come hug me. It was what is she doing? It's so weird. Why are you hugging me?
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't have issues expressing that in intimate relationships, but when it came to outsiders, friends, acquaintances, I didn't know. I really didn't know how to relate on that level. So really understanding myself, who am I? What have my experiences been? And having honest, even if I'm not honest with you about me, I'm honest with me about me.
Yeah.
Right? In my quiet time. And so saying, okay, I want to learn more. So I read. One of my favorite books, The Four Agreements.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Well, literally, it's so simple, it's so succinct because it's a small book.
Yeah.
Do you
But-
still remember the 4 agreements?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Don't quiz me right now.
No,
I don't want to lose my train of thought.
No, tell us.
I don't want to lose my train of thought.
I'll bring you back.
So we'll come back to it.
Okay.
So being honest about that and then seeking resources. I would tell anybody you should have the desire to understand who you are, how you process and navigate emotions and improve. We all should have it because none of us are perfect.
Yeah.
We all have areas where we can improve. You know what I do on Instagram or social media? I overwhelm myself. Majority of the people that I follow are like therapists, counselors, people who are professionals, right? Who have studied it.
Yeah.
I enjoy psychology, right? So because they have something that they can offer me, they've done extensive research to the degree that I haven't done.
Right.
And so that's what I want on my feed. That's the kind of positivity that I want because I'm always finding little nuggets. I'm always finding things to employ in my own life.
Definitely.
It's like, oh, this is why, I behave this way. I've learned from a partner and from podcasts with psychologists that I ruminate a lot. When I experience negative emotion, I replay it in my head over and over and over and over, and I will relive
Obsessed.
that pain obsessively. Part of the reason why I do it, it's because once I decide this situation is not for me, I like to relieve the pain as a reminder of why I never need to put myself back in that situation, whether it's with friends, family, it doesn't matter. And I'm also ruminating, trying to understand how could this happen to me? Where did I go wrong? What did I miss? Right? But that's not always a positive thing because with rumination and every emotion has a story underneath it. So it's what's the story that you're telling yourself? They don't care about me enough. I don't matter. They don't truly love me.
That's
the way
deep.
That I love.
So there's like a narration in the background of your thoughts.
Absolutely. And you have to be conscious of that. You have to be aware of that. And then it's so how can I shift the story, change the story?
Right.
So instead of they don't really care about my hurt or my pain, well, maybe they don't really understand or know how to approach it yet.
Right.
It may take some time for them to process it and break it down so that they can know how to approach me better, right? So reshift it because we all tell ourselves so many stories and half of it is not even true.
We're making it up as we go.
We're making it up as we go, and sometimes we don't even have the real evidence that that's what the reason is.
We make assumptions.
We just make assumptions.
You know what that
One of the agreements.
Make an ass out of you.
Yes, don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
Right, and don't take anything personally.
Yeah.
This person is on their own journey. They have traumas. They have pain.
it.
They have things that they're experiencing. It's not all about me. Why am I taking it personally?
Right.
They need grace in the same way that I need grace.
Yeah.
I had to learn that.
Oh my goodness.
I had to learn that.
Yeah.
And once I learned that, it allowed me to just be more gracious towards
Yeah.
people and just give people more grace
Yeah.
and be more forgiving because I was not a forgiving person.
Yeah.
I had to learn forgiveness, and it took me a long time. And even when I thought I arrived at the point of forgiveness, I was lying to myself
Yep.
because I wasn't willing to let it go. Even now, to a certain extent, there's a part of me that struggles with that sometimes, and I have to continuously reprogram myself.
I want to cry.
Because it's a lot of conditioning.
Yep.
It's a lot of indoctrination by society. And so you have to literally reprogram yourself.
Yep.
But it starts with one, honesty, self-reflection, deep self-reflection, honesty, and then having the desire to go find the resources to
Yeah.
change.
That's it.
So
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, I don't know. If I have I don't know what to give you right now because, man,
You get the award.
I'm trying to tell you.
you are wonderful with these lines. For real, bro. You're wonderful. Like what you said right now reminded me a lot of things that you kind of refresh my memory about stuff like that. And there is something you said about giving it a different interpretation. That's very important.
The perception
When
is key.
your partner does something that you feel too emotional about,
Yep.
calm down in your brain because you're having too many thoughts about that particular stuff. Now, calm down. Don't say a word. Don't do anything. Give it a different interpretation. Now, one of the interpretation is just what she said. Reframe it in this way. This person has different domestication, different upbringing, who has gone through a lot to arrive where he or she is right now.
Yep.
That's why she's having this outburst, right? So I have to handle him or her with compassion, with grace, with empathy, because I know she is not just crazy.
Yep.
And another thing you said that I love so much is, bro, let me tell you, I can say that 99% of what we know growing up are false. They are not true.
Yeah.
They are not the truth.
Yeah.
They are just smoke screen. They are just fog. They are just veil covering our real self. 99%. So we start doing that work ourselves individually, by what she said, listening to professionals, professional therapists and stuff like that, listening to good messages and stuff like that. And most importantly, reading your Bible, meditating on your Bible, personally.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about going to church. I'm talking about the work you have to do individually on yourself.
Yeah.
So I think what you said, made a lot of sense to me. And I completely agree with you. And in addition to what you said, which I love so much, is this. When you start feeling that emotional, turbulence, what you have to do is, like what Dr. EBA said in the last episode, she said, take a pause.
Yeah.
Do some deep belly breathing.
I know it's difficult to take a pause at that moment because, we are wired for survival. Our brain is wired for survival. And we want to protect our ego. Our ego feeds on reaction. Our ego doesn't feed on response. Making sense. No, our ego wants to attack.
Right.
So if you can pause for like 10 seconds, that will help you a lot. Because in that 10 seconds, that's when you will realize that this is an emotion which come, which go, right? This is not going to be permanent. In that 10 seconds, that's when you will be able to identify, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling right now? Is it out of fear? Is it out of what I have been through in the past? Is it out of ego or selfishness?
Yeah.
Why am I feeling this? In that 10 seconds is God. I'm telling you. In that 10 seconds, then you can completely reframe the whole situation.
That's a fact.
And I'd also like to add another thing that's been transformational for me is understanding that another person's behavior is not a reflection of my self-worth and my self-value. Because a lot of times we can be so heartbroken by other people's, how they're showing up. We take it personally. And then it becomes a part of our story that we tell to ourselves. Like, it must mean that I'm just not I'm just not good enough. No, you don't take it personally. What you do is you assess the person's behavior and also understanding that they're not their behavior.
Exactly.
They are a spiritual being having a physical experience, and with that comes certain experiences. They are not their behavior.
Exactly.
You deserve it. This is your award. You deserve it. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
They are what? Spiritual being.
Having a physical experience. Yeah.
And that comes with emotions.
Exactly. And so it's not a reflection of my worth.
Yeah.
It's just a reflection of their character at the moment.
At that moment.
Wow.
At that moment.
Not just character, at the moment, because they can change and evolve at any time. And that's been transformational.
When you're having a discussion with somebody and it turns into an argument, we have to understand that we can communicate with them differently by validating their emotions, not their behavior. So even though you had an outburst and you're yelling at me and you're reacting to me this way, I want you to know that I understand that you're overwhelmed. And I understand why you're overwhelmed. But this is what we can do. Let me make sure that you feel heard. And not just to make sure that you feel heard, but to actually hear you. And not just hear you to respond, but to hear you to actually understand you. You. So now we can be on the same plane. We can be on the same fear and we can actually talk about how we can make a solution. So we can actually be solution based. Because if we don't, then we'll go into that spiral that we were talking about last time of we're in the kitchen and you talking to me over. We in there 3 hours and you saying the same shit over and over and over and over and over again because you don't think that I actually hear you. You're not validated. You're not getting something. That's why you continue to say the same shit over and over and over again. So we have to do that. We have to validate people's emotions.
Yeah.
You have a right to feel this way. Right? And instead of don't say however, because if you say however or but, then there's a negative connotation
I replace that with and.
It's me. That's why I say and.
I understand what
I
you're
understand
saying.
what you're saying. And
I also
desire this, that, and that.
Yep. No,
Instead of but, because then you hear that but, you be like, nigga, what you mean but?
Or that however.
Or however, what you mean
It's
however?
an instant cancellation.
Antennas go up. Nigga, what you mean?
It becomes a matter of now I don't feel heard. So now I am not as
Open.
ambitious in this conversation. Now I drew back. Now I shut down because I don't feel heard. You see what I'm saying? And so no, yeah, 100%.
And
100%.
Yeah. So let's hear from you. What do you think?
I think we kind of like got a little far from the question, but if I could remember, I'm going to say that we were talking about remedies
Solutions.
and solutions,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
Yeah.
to emotional toughness.
So again, this is Men's Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing that us as men who are actually doing the work are advocates for is therapy. Go talk to somebody. Because before you can actually be an active leader, before you can actually be a leader to somebody, you have to do the self-work. And that comes with some form of release. And that's all therapy is.
Yeah.
It's a release of these irregular, dysfunctional emotions, because that causes alcoholics, that causes abusers on all levels.
All levels.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm speaking from experience. I come from and was born in a substance abuse family. From drugs to alcohol to sex.
Yep, sex.
All realms. So you gotta overcome so many things first before you can even step to a woman and say, I'm ready.
And that
You have to tell yourself and be, because you have to ignore lust. You have to ignore envy. You have to ignore greed. You have to ignore all these different things while you're on this journey just so that you can step to a woman and properly say, I'm ready.
So what you're saying, what I can understand is before you find your woman, you find yourself.
You got to do the self-work.
Yeah. You
You got to do the self-work
Yeah.
because more personally, like I said, I actually am literally legit transitioning from a relationship. And one of the biggest things that I've taken from this separation is that it's me. Okay? Yeah, I can say how you talk to me, how you respond to me is a problem. But initially, it was me who accepted it in the first place. Initially, it was me who didn't stand up for myself because I placed you before me. The problem is nobody comes before you.
That's right.
Nobody. Nobody comes before you. You have to take care of yourself. You can't be a dad to your daughter if you don't father the child inside of you.
Man, wow.
You can't. You just simply can't. So that causes the generational curses passed down.
And you asked earlier, she said, why I ain't with my child's mother?
Yeah.
That's the answer right there.
Yeah.
I wasn't whole. I wasn't who I should be.
And that's okay.
For me to
First and
even-
foremost, you have to acknowledge that is
Right.
okay.
That's okay.
No,
Because the timing.
No, hold on.
the
Let me
timing-
cook.
The
Let me cook.
timing.
It makes it okay because you just don't know no better.
Exactly.
What you now have the responsibility, like you said, is to go do the
work.
Go do the work. Go
the work.
find out what your issue is. Go find out why you keep being used or using people.
Right.
Why you keep leaning on substances versus going a clear conscience. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to go do the work, whether it's books, whether it's actual counseling,
Whether it's
therapy,
podcasts on
whatever,
Instagram, like you
whatever,
said,
whatever
whatever
your
it is.
whatever your thing is to help you in that situation. Do it before you go into something, because trying to and then hold on. You also still have to understand that there's a journey to go on after you acknowledge that. You acknowledge that in yourself first, then you greet the woman, you court the woman, you love the woman, and then you still
Gonna have a bunch of trials. and
still have to
tribulations
go
throughout
along
that.
this journey,
Speed bumps
but
throughout the
have
whole
to
journey.
keep the mindset of I have to continue to do the self-work first before I expect anything from somebody.
daily.
Yeah, like what you say, what I can understand from what you said is this. The best gift you can give to yourself is the gift of being single. The best
Talk
gift,
that talk, brother.
The best
That's
gift
real, though.
you can gift yourself is the gift of singleness.
Do you agree?
I agree.
This gift is where you discover yourself,
Yourself, yes.
where you work on yourself.
Yes.
By I can advocate for reading spiritual books. Good spiritual books is better than meeting a therapist.
Yeah.
I can tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I don't know, but personally, this is my personal experience. Because if you read good spiritual books, you will evolve on your own. You don't even need anybody to talk to you. Because you know what happens when people talk to you? Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it.
That's true.
But when you are digesting these books,
When you're talking to yourself,
exactly, now you can hear those silent voice talking to you as well. You know, something is gonna wake up in you.
yeah.
Something wakes up. You know, I mean, I'm talking from experience. Something wakes up and you see yourself evolving. I'm not saying you're gonna be perfect, but there are things I don't do. I used to do like a year ago.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But right now, I just like you said, I ignore them completely.
Yeah.
And why do I ignore them? I said, he does not know any better. She does not know any better.
Exactly.
Because if she knows any better, she would do better.
Yeah. If we wouldn't even be here had that person used the knowledge.
Exactly. And I have gone to the level where this is hard. This is hard.
Yeah.
If you get to this level, now you operate on another level. Now, when you do something wrong to me, probably you betray me or you lie, something like that, I see only God in you because that's your true self. I know that the reason you lie to me is because you were afraid of something. I know the reason you betray me is because because of jealousy or something. Like there is something, and that's not who you are.
Dang.
So I am still practicing this. It's not easy, but I'm still practicing this to be able to separate you
From me.
exactly, because you are divine being, spiritual being. That's my own. So that has helped me a lot. That's why I ignore so many things and I avoid a lot of distractions. She's gonna tell you, I don't drink alcohol, I don't go to club, I don't party, I don't, you know, like, why? Because I focus on myself. Just like, he said, I'm always trying to evolve, reading, listening to good, messages and reading good books and listening to, wonderful people talk to me, So all those things help me a lot.
Definitely.
And this is going to help somebody out there because we don't know it all.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
know.
no one way is the way.
No one
You see
way
what I
is the
mean?
way, yeah.
Everybody has a certain type of makeup in themselves that
Yes.
I can only sustain a certain type of pain. This person right here probably could take pain all day.
Different.
Right?
Yeah.
So when people say,
I have a very low threshold.
so when they
for pain. I cannot
say
take
stuff
pain.
like, "Oh, give me grace, baby girl, I did."
Yeah.
How much more grace do you want?
Yeah.
Or if I fix my mouth and say, "I don't have any more grace to give you," then I'm the bad guy. I need to find more grace for you. Ain't that some shit? No, that's why you need to do the self-work. So going back to what I said, me being freshly in the streets.
Yeah.
I ain't forget the streets though. I'm on a different type of time, lady, so don't get in my DMs.
Yeah.
The point that I'm trying to make is in that moment, I had to learn. I can either respond to being put out on the street in a house that I pay bills in. But no, for real.
Yeah.
By kicking the door in, acting angry, just like the men who showed me that this is how I'm supposed to respond, right? Or I can boss smooth the fuck up, pick my shit up off the ground, and keep it going.
Yeah.
It's a choice. It's a choice, literally a choice. So with all of the readings, all of the therapy, all of the group therapies, I'm an artist as well, so I write a lot of my pain out.
Yeah.
with that huge combination of things,
You got everything you need.
I got everything I need. But I had to learn. It's a journey. I'm 34 years old.
Yeah.
It took me 34 years to figure this out.
I have a question for you guys. So going back real quick to you both have children, right? One of the things that pains me, and while Emma always want to blast me and talk about my relationship status or whatnot,
Yeah.
I try my best to take control of my life because I want a certain outcome.
Yeah.
I want a certain experience. And anybody who know me will tell you that part of my core value revolve around family and what that looks like. I walked away, I had a 10-year relationship, and the major reason of why that relationship didn't work out was because this person wanted children badly. And for me, I couldn't even fathom the thought. Because not only are we not ready, we're not ready mentally, we're not ready financially, we're not ready spiritually. You're not ready. I'm observing you. I'm seeing the way that you move around. I'm seeing your level of discipline, emotional control, or the lack thereof.
Yep.
You're not ready for children. If I have children with you, I'm going to end up a single mother. And so it's not happening.
Yeah.
Right? And I wish that in our community, that collectively we were more responsible with the concept of procreation. It breaks my heart that people are willing to, it's so many baby showers and not enough marriages.
Not enough weddings. Yeah.
Not even weddings.
Yeah, because
Forget
wedding
wedding.
ain't even
It's a marriage.
Right?
Consummation.
Marriages.
the union.
The union. Right? That breaks my heart.
Yeah. Same.
I wish more Black men and women were just more responsible when it came to that and just saw it from a different perspective, because all we're doing is continuing this cycle, the cycle of broken homes.
Yep.
And these children are growing up in these unstable environments, and they then are going to create broken homes because they view it as normal.
And then they go home and
So-
share these stories with their friends, and then it's a norm.
Yeah,
It's normal.
it's the norm.
Oh, your dad not there neither?
Yeah.
So,
What's up?
So for me, I don't hear this talked about enough. I would love to hear from you two Black men. Number one, what the thought process was if you first off desire to be married one day. Just what that looks like, and how, and if you plan,
Go ahead.
Hey, this my boy. We be so sick.
Go ahead,
We
go
brother.
ahead.
like how you plan on moving forward to
Okay, you're
possibly
talking about moving
change.
forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Moving forward to possibly change that narrative
Gotcha.
for your children.
First, do you want marriage?
Yeah, first do you want
I've been
marriage?
wanting to get married since I was 6 years old. I figured when I get 24, I was gonna settle down, get married, have 5 kids. It's always been in the back of my mind. I even know how my wedding want to look. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a child until I was 28. So I went a good amount of my life without even having a child. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. And then how my child's mother got pregnant, the condom came off when she was on top of me. And I didn't know it came off. It was wet. You know what I'm saying? She got pregnant.
So how long were you guys together before she got pregnant?
2 months. Again, I hadn't had a child since I was 28, so obviously this entire time I've been very mindful of what I've been doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, my parents are older. My parents are in their 70s, okay?
Yeah.
So you have to, every situation is different. Every situation is different. We have to be mindful of that. We can't just throw this blanket response. That's why I tell when I date women, they be like, oh, you got a child. So many women say they don't date dudes with kids. They date me, though. Because my situation might be different than everybody else's, and we have to be considerate of that. Now, to answer your question, yes, I still want to get married.
Well, real quick, before you answer that part, once she got pregnant, did the thought ever cross your mind that, you know what, I would prefer to rear this child in a stable environment, so let me go ahead, she's going to have my child, I should marry this woman? I would want a man who has a child with a woman to go back to his child's mother Because if she's good enough to be your baby mama, then she's good enough to be your wife. I am so sick and tired of this narrative in our community of men creating these broken homes. Like, just stop. It is only in the Black community. We don't see this happening anywhere else. You know why? Because other cultures understand the importance of the nuclear family. And so the first step, first and foremost, is marriage. It's a union. It is only in our community where you see just men running rampant with impregnating these women. You see more baby showers being celebrated than you see marriages. It is time for it to stop. We got to do better. Like, we have to do better. Me personally, I think that having a child with a woman is a bigger commitment than marriage, because it's a lifelong commitment, right? A marriage, you can give it a try. If it doesn't work out, people get divorced, even though I don't think it should happen as often as it does, but people get divorced, right? So you're telling me that you are willing to have this bigger commitment with creating a whole human being, but she can't be your wife? It's bullshit, and I'm sick of it. It's traumatic. We gotta do better.
No, not my child mama. Let me tell you. So she didn't have the qualities of a wife. You know
That's
what I'm
interesting,
saying?
but you know what that means? We're not moving with intention.
Again, I was moving with intention 28 years, so that's not necessarily true. So what happened was, I understood that my parents was in their 70s, right? And I said, shit, I want my children to grow up with their grandparents, because I didn't grow up with mine. The only one I had was my grandmama. She died when she was 93. My granddaddy died. My grandmother on the other side died. My grandmama. So I said, damn, similar to when people don't grow up with mama and daddy, they want their children to have a daddy and a mama. So let's try to make this work. Same thing with me. Well, let my children experience my parents before they pass. So fuck it, let's have a baby. I'm financially stable. I'm good. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna make sure my child's mother's good. What she wanna do? They go 10 bands. Go do what you want. You open a business, go do it. What you need your shit paid for, I pay child support. All right, financially, I'm good. So my child's mother good. She live in Las Vegas. I'm in Atlanta. She's from California, right? So now my child can experience growing up on the West Coast. She can grow up on the East Coast. She has her grandparents. She's living a beautiful life. She can do everything. She's gonna be amazing. And I'm at peace with that. That's another thing we gotta do. We have to learn how to come at peace with our situations. Now, as far as me getting married in the future, I'm looking for my wife right now. I'm looking for somebody I can build with right now. I'm looking for my soulmate right now. But I'm not rushing shit, because I don't move off of divine timing. I don't move off of my timing. When I try to move off of my timing my whole entire life, I would hit these roadblocks. I would hit these stop signs. All types of chaos would come into my life that I had no control of, because I was thinking that I could control shit. I can't control nothing. I let God control it. And I'm learning to listen to my spirit in every situation I'm in now, because there's signs. God's gonna give you signs. God is gonna give you signs.
Yeah.
It's not just you out here just freeballing. No, it's gonna be signs for you to make the right decision back to what you said, and then you make the choice. So I came at peace and I made a choice to have my daughter. I came at peace and I made a choice to man up and take care of my daughter financially and put her in a situation where she's going to be successful. I made a choice to understand that, yes, I still want to get married. Yes, I want to have that home, because my parents been married 53 years. You understand what I'm saying? So I saw it growing up, what the mother and the father dynamic could be. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that also gave me the strength to understand that it starts with you as an individual. You could be in a marriage and not be happy. Mm-hmm. You could be in a marriage and not be a good dad. Mm-hmm. You could be in a marriage and not be a good mother. Mm-hmm. You can have a toxic relationship and your child can get more out of that than if you were single and happy. So yes, I want to get married. Yes, I'm looking for the right one. And yes, I understand that it's up to me for my daughter to be molded, to be have the right experience in life, and to also have the right environment growing up.
For me personally, the first question was, do I want to be married? Yes. However, with
and
no,
however.
no. I want the however first and then the and.
Okay, go ahead.
However,
I want to be married, however, not under the connotation that's being displayed in 2025, what marriage is supposed to look like. So, with that being said, I'm choosing to make certain decisions. Let's go to the other question. Why did it not work out between me and my child's mother?
Yeah.
It didn't work out because, again, I wasn't where I needed to be mentally in that situation. When we met, I was young, wild, and free, just doing my thing. And she allowed me to be young, wild, and free right along with her. And the process of the relationship was never, it didn't have direction. We was just winging it, right? Mm-hmm. Meeting up when we can. I'm spending the night. It was never a intentional road in the first place. It was so crazy because right around the time where in my mind, I'm like, ooh, me and this woman don't get along. I really don't see this long term. I think it's about that time for me to go ahead and have that conversation with her and let her know that I'm about ready to check out. Instead, she beat me to the punch and told me she was pregnant. At the same exact time, I didn't know how to have the conversation, so I didn't have the conversation. And so when she told me she was pregnant, instead of going into it and saying, oh, we need to have a conversation, I cowered. And I said, yay, right? But because of the upbringing that I come from, I don't come from nobody who's had a baby the right way. Everybody got either trapped, doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, hiding ready like Little Caesars and just got the girl pregnant and now they just got pregnant. That's been my whole life. I grew up in the trap. So my mindset was different when it came to relationships. So when I broke off and met this woman, I said, I'm gonna do things differently. Yes, we are at odds at this point of our relationship, but with the mindset of marriage, what did I do? I made the sacrifice and said, no, we're gonna thug it out anyway. We're gonna try to figure it out anyway. And the more I tried to figure it out, the more we bumped heads. So it does go right along with the fact of
Which makes sense because God is not blessing it. It's not under God's protection.
It was never done in the right intention in the first place.
Yeah.
For real. So when I had to figure that out, what I was gonna do, because the truth is, I did plenty wrong in that relationship.
You did want to get married.
I did want to get married, but I did plenty wrong. So the knowledge that I thought I had for marriage, I'm already not even displaying that. I'm already not communicating with you where my finances are low. I'm already not communicating with you with telling you things that you do that negatively contribute to this relationship. I'm instantly biting my tongue. I'm not speaking freely. I'm not expressing myself. I'm just existing because in my mind, I want to marry this woman, and if I open my mouth, it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Because I'm going to complain about every little thing. But that goes back to the beginning, way beginning. Had I sat down and courted her like a man should, I would have known that. I would have known that we won't exist. We can't exist because we're that different. So now with my daughter being 8, this is 8 years down the line, we thick as thieves.
I don't personally think that going back to my child's mother would be reasonable because I've tried it a few times. So I know personally that just going back to reconcile and try to do it for the child, over with. Because I've done it 3 times to be exact. And each time it ended the same way, which came to me showing up wholeheartedly, done the work in my opinion, to realize that she's done none. All she's done is point fingers and say, oh, if you did this, so I did that. You did that. I took accountability of what I did, you did not. That's why we cannot propel. That's why we cannot go further. So, no, I don't condone going back, only if y'all both decide to do the work. But both of them never decide to do the work. It's always the woman wanting the man to come built and done the work already himself for him to be there and be content with you slowly but surely taking your goddamn time to do what you want because you want to do it. So cool, I'm gonna marry you if I want to. You're not displaying marriage, you're displaying girlfriend, which is why you're still a girlfriend.
I honestly think that once you're involved, like in both situations, like that would include that situations, and the woman ends up pregnant, you just need to
Yeah, that's the way that it.
At that point, it's no longer about you two.
Yeah,
it's
about
that
this.
child
Yes.
and the structure and the environment.
Yes.
So it's like if you need to take responsibility and just do it. Because if you're gonna say, you know what, I want to marry this woman, let me stay in the relationship, then why not get married? Just do it because you're in the relationship anyway. You're still doing married people things.
Yeah, but I
But a
feel
marriage is so much more deeper than that. It's a legal binding contract, and you can get fucked up out here. Let's say I blew up, I got $100 million, and next time you know you want half, and you ain't. No, fuck
And that's
that.
the problem.
No,
a child is a long life commitment. So
Hey,
you rather have
my
a
baby
child where
straight
you
though.
are.
Yeah.
Oh my
Josie,
God.
See,
hold on,
listen,
hold
I
on,
want to
Josie.
get married
No,
though. It's
this is what we're gonna do.
like-
I mean, I think this second segment seems to be much more interesting, man. Like I
It's
love
much
it.
thicker.
Yeah, I
Much
love
thicker.
it, man. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna continue this conversation.
Transition.
over here. Yeah, this is very
Let's
important
do it.
because I have one question to ask.
Let's do it.
But yeah,
Let's
it's
do
gonna
it.
be.